Words do come back to bite. What goes around comes around. Donald Trump may be getting a taste of his own medicine. The president's impeachment has begun. Sad irony for Trump. He made a career out of firing people on television. And now his own firing is being debated on live TV. The impeachment hearings have kicked off in Washington, D.C. today. The story can be complicated, so we've broken it down into some parts for you. America is glued to its TV screens today as we speak. The event began in September, by the way. That's when the Democrats, that is the opposition party in the U.S., launched an investigation against the president. And we covered it then from ground zero.
Now, this is an election year in the United States, and this is a controversy that the president could have done without. He has been accused of facilitating foreign interference to win an election. And this call, interestingly, was made on the 25th of July, exactly a day after the Mueller probe got over and the statements were recorded there, which were not in favor of the U.S. president. So this can be extremely damaging. We know that impeachment proceedings have begun. Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, announced impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump.
And today the hearings have begun. Russia was not the trigger for this. It was Ukraine. Trump faces a charge of putting pressure on the government of Ukraine. He allegedly wanted Ukraine to investigate the family of Joe Biden. Joe Biden served as America's vice president. He is now in the race for the next presidential election. Biden could be a potential rival of Donald Trump in 2020. This is a classic case of quid pro quo. In diplomacy, by the way, it's common for countries to ask for favors, as long as it's about national security. But in this case, Donald Trump was asking for a personal favor. Now, Democrats must prove this charge to have him sacked. So what's happening at the moment? Public hearings have kicked off, as I said. Over the course of several days now, impeachment investigators will hear from several witnesses. American lawmakers from both sides are in charge of these proceedings. The hearings are taking place before the U.S. Intelligence Committee. They oversee activities of 17 government entities that make up the American intelligence community. Now, this includes military intelligence as well. And today's focus is the testimony of two career diplomats, two people who are connected to this scandal. It's happening inside a grand hearing room of the U.S. Congress. That's their parliament. Two lawmakers are doing the bulk of questioning. Adam B. Schiff from the Democrats and Devin Nunes from the Republicans. But others can also ask questions. Ultimately, this is all about the opposition. The Democrats are driving this investigation. They want to build a strong public case against President Trump ahead of the 2020 election. It's still early days. We cannot say which way this will go. But impeachment proceedings lead to a deep, almost irreparable damage to a president. Until date, only two presidents have formally witnessed impeachment proceedings in the American Congress. No American president has ever been removed from office through impeachment. A total of 3 American presidents have faced formal impeachment inquiries in the past. The first one was Andrew Johnson. President Johnson was impeached in 1868. His adversaries accused him of defying the law and behaving like a king, conduct that was unbecoming of a president. Johnson managed to survive an ouster by a single vote. He completed his term, but he was not renominated by any party. Next was Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon. He faced impeachment in 1974, resigned before the lawmakers got a chance to impeach him. The Watergate scandal led to his ouster. Nixon, along with his allies, was accused of bugging and investigating the Democratic Party. They used state machinery to dig up dirt on political rivals, and this was the greatest scandal in the American presidential history. And finally, we have Bill Clinton, plagued by legal troubles and scandals from the moment he took office. These cases against him led to his impeachment. The entire affair played out in public and ultimately led to the impeachment. Clinton still had 2 years left in office and he completed them. Donald Trump is the 4th American president to face a formal impeachment investigation. How will this end for him? We'll have to wait and watch.